There's one thing that separates average presenters from the top 1 presenters, and it's actually one tool that most people ignore. And it's not their slides, it's not their delivery, and also not the design skills that they use. It's how they control attention. And funnily enough, most people are ignoring the tool that makes this actually work in PowerPoint. And that is exactly why in this video I'll show you 3 ways of how to use that and really leverage the attention and control the attention in your presentation. Hi, my name is Sander and I'm Microsoft PowerPoint MVP, and I've been working in PowerPoint for over a decade and helping people all around the world and their teams increase their presentation skills, designing and also making the delivery more impactful. And by studying all these presentations and keynotes and helping people, I noticed this pattern that a lot of people try to avoid a little bit because they're afraid to use it. And that is specifically to avoid using animations in their presentation because they think or they're afraid it looks unprofessional. Now here's what most people get in mind when they think about animations in their presentation. They think of the gimmicky effects where everything flies in, circles in, and sort of bounces all over the screen. But that's not really the point of using animations in your presentation. So very logically, people strip out all the animations of their presentation, but that sort of removes the impact that you could have in your slides. And the problem is never the animations itself, it's how they are used. So there's one important rule, and that is to use animations when they add value. You don't want to distract the audience, you don't want to use it for the sake of using animations. You want to use it when it actually adds value and it sort of strengthens and amplifies the message and controls the attention on your slides. And that is why you can use it in 3 very clear ways in your presentation. And number 1 is control. Now here's what most people do. They put everything on the slide and they click through the slide. Now what's happening is the audience starts reading. They don't listen to you anymore, they start reading what's on the slide. And by this you've lost control of the room because they're reading and they're not listening to you, and that's a sort of a mismatch and an awkward feeling. Now what you can do instead is you can control it with animations. So you can use the animations in a very smart and subtle way to sort of drip feed the audience the content that you want to talk about. Just think about how the big companies like Apple, Google or Meta use this technique to reveal the information. You can see that everything comes on the screen step by step, and the audience doesn't even get the chance to read everything on the slide because it's so controlled in a specific way. And that is why if you use animations, you not only become a better presenter, you become the director of attention in the audience. And that's really crucial. Now that brings us to point number 2, which is directing the focus. Now we just seen that controlling what appears is one thing, but we can also do some sort of a focus effect. So if you have a lot of content on your slide and you've maybe built up using the animations from the previous step, what you can then do is you can zoom in or you can focus and highlight a specific part of it. And also this can be an animation where you sort of fade out everything else and you focus on one specific part. And this sort of visually isolates that part on the slide while still keeping the overall view on your slide. So that makes it super easy for people to sort of know where they are in the bigger picture, but also they can focus on that specific part that you're talking about. And this is very important that you stop them drawing their own conclusions. You can sort of guide their attention to the conclusion that you want to bring. And that brings us to number 3, which is the storytelling and building up to a moment. And that is crucial if you work with a lot of data on your slides or a lot of graphs, because those can initially be very hard to grasp from a first glance if you've never seen them before. So what you can do is you can build them up. You can first introduce the graphs and explain what the graphs mean to the audience, and then slowly you can start to add the data line by line. So you can add the first chart, you can talk about it, and you can sort of drip feed the content on the slide and sort of build the entire picture while you're telling the story. And if there's a big outlier, you can always use that former effect to really make it isolated and really make it stand out. And this way also you control that attention, you put that focus on the right things, and you bring the storytelling into place. So you really control that narrative of the entire presentation. And that is really crucial when you're trying to present. So the control, the focus and the storytelling, those are really crucial elements that you can amplify with animations. And those are very important, especially in business presentations when you have a lot of content and you want to stand out with your delivery. Now, of course, this is just the tip of the iceberg of what could be done with animations in a professional way. And that is exactly why I've built an entire masterclass of transitions and animations and how to use it in a professional context. So you can take your content and make it stand out from everyone else, especially in the age of AI, because a lot of people are going to create a lot of these slides that look very generic, and the delivery is where the impact will be. So you can do that with transitions and animations. If you're interested, you can find all of the information in the description below.